Hi, welcome back to the channel. I want us to take this question to further understand how to perform integration of partial. Now, like we did in our first lesson, the first thing we're going to do is to resolve this partial fraction into its basic component. This 1 plus x minus 2x squared. And that process, one of the first things we'll also do is to resolve or is to simplify this quadratic equation, the numerator, that's the denominator, sorry, 1 plus x minus 2x squared. We'll be saying this is the same thing as 1. Here I have minus 2x squared times 1. Will give us 2x squared, that's minus 2x squared. We'll look for the factors of minus 2x squared, and when we multiply it, we get minus 2x squared. And when we sum it, we get plus x. Once again, I'll place a link to my lesson on quadratic equations so that you can take advantage of it in case you have a gray area with that. Now, this is same thing as plus x now minus, rather, sorry. This is the same as plus 2x minus 2x squared. That it will be the same thing as, here I have 1 into 1 plus 2x, then I'll have minus x as a factor of minus x squared and minus 2x squared. Now look at it carefully. Here is minus x, here is minus 2x squared. When I bring out minus, I'll have 1 left because I brought out minus x. Then out of this minus again, this must become positive because minus times plus will give us minus here. That will be my plus 2x. So that my factors are 1 minus x into 1 plus 2x. So I can rewrite this to mean 3x over 1 minus x into 1 plus 2x. So let's decompose it so that my 3x over 1 minus x into 1 plus 2x will be the same thing as a over 1 minus x plus b now over 1 plus 2x. Now I can take my LCM so that it becomes 1 minus x now into 1 plus 2x. Then I'll have a into 1 plus 2x plus b into 1 minus x. This is 3x. That's x, that's 1 minus x into 1 plus 2x is equal to this. Now, obviously, I can equate, because my denominators are the same, I can equate my numerator so that I'm saying that 3x now will be the same thing as a into 1 plus 2x plus b now into 1 minus x. So that 3x now will be the same thing as a plus 2ax plus b minus bx. Let's collect like terms so that my 3x will be the same thing as a plus b plus 2a minus b here into x. Now we can begin to equate like terms so that, or equate coefficient, so that my 3 is obviously the same thing as 2a minus b, while my 0 will be the same thing as a plus b. Now let's call this equation 2, try to manage space. Let's call this equation 1. From equation 2, I can deduce that a now will be the same thing as minus b. If a is same thing as minus b, let's substitute in equation 1 for a. So that will be 3 now is the same thing as minus, or is it as 2 into minus b minus b. That means 3 is equals to minus 3 minus 2b. So that we're jumping gun minus b. Let's take it one after the other. So that 3 is equals to minus 3b. Now let me open a new slide. We got that 3 is equals to minus 3b. so that b then will be equals to minus 1. We divided both sides by minus 3. Now, if you look back into while we were solving, we discovered that a now was equals to minus what? Minus b. So whatever value we have for b, the negative part of it will be for my a. And if b is equals to minus 1, this automatically implies that a will be equals to minus 1. So that a is equals to 1. A is equals to 1. Now, if a is equals to 1, I can begin to rewrite my equation of 3 over 1 plus x minus 2x squared to be the same thing as, I just copied that, to be the same thing as the integral of a is 1, that's 1 over 1 minus x, 1 plus 2x, okay? Over 1 minus x minus, because b is minus 1, over 1 plus 2x. With respect to, we're integrating the whole of these with respect to the x. Like we did in my last lesson, I will place a link to that lesson in here. We can break this down to be the same thing as 1 over 1 minus x with respect to the x. Now there's a minus there, minus 1 over 1 plus 2x with respect to the x. I'll be saying that let u at this stage be equals to 1 minus x. I want to solve it pari passu. And let v be equals to 1 plus 2x. So that du dx will be the same thing as, mind you, I have a negative here. It's going to be minus 1. If this was positive, this would just have been 1. But du dx is going to be minus 1. In case you miss our differentiation lessons, we also place link in our description below to our lessons on differentiation. And dv dx from here will be the same thing as 2. So that from here, the x is the same thing as minus du, and the x for this particular part of my integral is the same thing as v over 2. So I can rewrite this equation to be the same thing as the integral of 1 over u. The x is minus du. This is a constant. I can bring this minus here to be minus 1. Minus the integral of 1 over v dv over 2. Obviously, we can also bring this out to mean 1 over 2. So let me just rewrite it for clarity's sake. This is the integral of minus 1 over u du minus 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2, the integral of 1 over v dv. Now, when we integrate, remember that when we're integrating 1 over x is the same thing as ln x plus c. So on integrating 1 over u becomes minus integral of ln u minus half integral of ln v plus c. Now let's substitute back for u and for v. This is minus ln u. U is the same thing as 1 minus x minus 1 over 2. Ln v is the same thing as 1 plus 2x plus c. With this, I hope you further understand how to perform integration of partial fractions. We did a lesson in the other lessons. We'll place a link to that. You can also make reference to it. Thank you for staying with us, and see you.